Hey, hey, hey.
What up,
it's
though?
Another day here at BLASIAN Soul Podcast.
Konnichiwa.
Did you like that one?
What?
I don't know. I rhymed. I said, hey, 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 it's another day. Okay, whatever. Never mind. Welcome to May. Welcome to May. May is an exciting month, you guys. Did you know what May is? What month May is?
It's the 5th month.
Okay, what else?
It is the month with the least amount of letters in the name.
It is the month, what else?
It is the month spelled backwards as yam. That's what's up.
Okay. You totally missed it. It is my birthday month. See, even my daughter Tia gets it. Oh my goodness. It's my birthday month.
In my defense, I'm thinking she's talking about BLASIAN Soul Podcast. Like there's something.
There is that as well.
That's
so we're celebrating a few things this month of May. We're celebrating, number one, AAPI month, Asian American Pacific Islander History Month. We're also celebrating Mental Health Awareness Month. So there's a lot of combinations of everything that we're celebrating this month. And I am targeting to launch my second book this month as well because of the fact that it is AAPI month as well as Mental Health Awareness Month. My book, A Secret War Within Us, it is a combination of Lao history as well as mental health history. I don't know what his problem is today, but he's laughing at me.
No.
See how much support is over here? I'm just kidding.
He
has a lot of support.
AAIP. What is it now?
I think they changed it to something else now, but
that's too long. That's too long of an acronym.
It's AAPI. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're married to an Asian person.
No.
You're just not like. I'm educating you, which is why we have this podcast, right? So we can know each other's history a little bit better.
I don't have a problem with the month. I'm saying the acronym is too long. AAPI.
AAPI. It stands for.
You said H at the end.
You know what? No, it's AAPI.
Okay.
However, I heard this year it changed to something else. I have to look it up. However, AAPI is Asian American Pacific Islander Month.
Right. But if we could produce a rollback to tape, she said history.
Yeah, history month.
Okay, so there's an H there. You said H. You said AAPI
history month. Okay, I'm gonna rewatch
producer.
The replay.
Roll that back. Okay, roll that back.
I'm the producer.
I know what I heard.
Okay, so there's some special events coming up this month for those of you who are local. This Saturday, there is at the Gail Borden Public Library. There is hey Papa and Mama. Hi Kai. My grandson saw us. So this Saturday, if you are local, we will be celebrating A Day in Asia at the Gail Borden Public Library. I'll be hosting there as well as doing a book signing there. There'll be dancing, festivities for the kids. There'll also be food, free samples, giveaway of different Asian foods, and there'll be food trucks and things like that. So come down at the Gail Borden Library in Algernon Grove Street from 1 to 3 o'clock on Saturday. So lots of exciting things coming up this month.
And there will be a Black Power, I'm Black and I'm Proud meeting at Keisha's Waffle and Chicken.
Don't pay attention to this one.
On 3rd and Prentice in Detroit, Michigan.
Don't pay attention to this one.
You guys tune in. I would like to see you guys there, represent. And if you want more information, just
call him.
Okay, here's something that
what
was interesting to me.
Your son? When you heard the D?
No. This is so they're making a movie about Cleopatra. And everyone is up in arms because they're portraying Cleopatra as a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the twist to the story. You would think, oh, it's some racist people that are up in arms about it. No, it is actually the Egyptian people
Mm-hmm.
who are mad
Oh,
that
wow.
they're portraying her as black
Mm.
because they said that she had a lot of Greek features, so that she's really Greek.
Gotcha.
So, number one, I refute that. I would like to see evidence outside of, they said there were some statues made and she had Greek features. You got to show me more than that. But it is amazing to me that throughout the years, Cleopatra has been played by a white woman and no one said a word. But now that she's played by a black woman, people are up in arms. And it's not the typical people that you would think would be up in arms about it, but actual people that, to me, I feel I hold a kinsmanship to, because we are all descended from Africa. So the Egyptian people are mad because she was being portrayed as a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
That is mind-boggling to me.
Wow.
She has been played by a white woman for the majority of her story being told.
Where do you get all this information? Maybe I don't watch enough television or news.
I don't necessarily watch television, but I do watch the news.
Oh,
I do watch.
All right.
But anyway, that boggled my mind. But and
yes.
You know what? We have Egyptian connections, so we might get a round table.
We'll bring our Egypt friends on one of the podcasts. But this month we'll also have a couple of episodes on mental health as well, youth mental health. We're going to have a panel discussion about youth and mental health on the 22nd. Next week, we also have a guest speaker that is going to be talking about, how she dealt with mental health as well. So anyways, that's what's going on this month. I think I've covered everything.
We should have a panel discussion about mental health because we have. Okay, we need to get
on the 22nd. You see, he doesn't listen to me, you guys.
We need to get
He doesn't listen to me.
We need to get Dr. Forrest.
Well, he can come on too, the 22nd.
I would like to have Dr. Forrest.
Ask him if he would like to come on. Dr. Forrest can join us on the discussion as well. All right, so tonight I'm excited to welcome our guest speaker. Yvette is a real estate agent who is really passionate about the real estate industry. As a child and daughter of immigrants, she watched her parents struggle through the process, and she became a real estate agent who's passionate about giving back and helping the community, the immigrant communities, and any of her clients. Of course, we never, want to exclude anybody, but in general, she is going to help. She is passionate about helping immigrant families realize the American dreams. As you all know, if you are watching and you're immigrants or you're a refugee or you've just came from struggle, right? Home ownership is one of those things where it's like, wow, this is mine. I own it. And it's one of those American dreams off the bucket list, right? So we want to bring her on so we could pick her brain and learn how the process goes and maybe pick up some things that might be super valuable to you, that may save you money, that is going to help you, in your own process as well. And feel free to share this podcast so that way maybe your friends or anyone that's watching want to ask live questions about what's trending in the real estate market today. So without further ado, let's welcome Miss Yvette.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for that awesome introduction.
Absolutely. So welcome and thank you for joining us today. We're excited to learn a little bit more about real estate and what's trending, post-COVID, what's going on out there, right? Yeah. But first we want to kind of get to know you a little bit, your journey, and to kind of lead us through to how you got here where you are today as a real estate agent.
So I think I would start off. My journey is I'm a people person. I've always have been. I got that from my mama. She would go to the store and become friends with everyone around her. She'll be like, I'm going in just for one thing. 1 hour later, she made like 5 friends. So having those roots of understanding how people are and welcoming people, that's just my core. So, and then with real estate, when I got into it, I realized firsthand, like you mentioned, the struggles, especially for non-English speaking people. It's just tough out there. It's already a hard transaction to begin with, and now when you don't understand them, there's more barriers. It's just making it more harder for somebody. It's like you're already swimming across a river, but now let's add 20 pounds on you. You know, that's where I try to come in and try to help people.
Yeah. So what has been like one of your most like tear-jerking, like successful moments?
Not tear-jerking.
I mean, like happy tears.
Keep this uplifting. No tear-jerking.
Happy, like yay! He's a guy. So
it's all happy tears. I agree.
Yeah, it's happy tears. Like she successfully helped someone who was struggling getting a house.
I haven't had happy tears. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyways,
honestly,
and then I have to sit through like the sports segment and stuff too. So now this. When we talk about
wait, I know you ain't talking with all the women episodes we had where she was like, and he was an abusive man, but I strive through it, and now I am the successful woman that I am, and I'm just sitting there like, that's awesome. Great, that's great. So I don't want to hear that. I'm sorry, sweetheart. Continue.
I would say that is my favorite part of any transaction. You know, it's the beginning part when you have somebody wondering, do I even qualify? No, I should just be renting. And then you get them from that point of, no, I have no hope, connecting them with a trusted lender. Now we have the green light. We have the amount that you're approved for. Let's get to shopping. But my favorite part is getting them to the end. I had a client last year where she was in disbelief. Like we found a house that she really loved. It was her first house ever buying. You know, she's an older woman, has always rented, you know. And so when we finally got to the closing day, it still didn't hit her. She signed everything. The title company said, you're an owner, you're a homeowner. And it still didn't hit her.
Oh,
but on the closing day, when we're at the title company, I go with all my clients right away to their new home. I like to be there for that process. So we get there, I hand her the key, and that's when it hits her. I'm like, open your house. That's your door. Tears start rolling down her eyes. She just couldn't believe it. Never thought she could afford her home. Always thought she had to rent and deal with bad landlords or terrible neighbors. And having her get to that point, that's the whole reason I do this, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think is like the number one reason that holds people back from home ownership, from just pursuing real estate and stuff? And, you know, maybe, you know, there's some myths out there that you can share with us that, you know, it will help them, you know, overcome those obstacles that might be in the way.
Fear is the number one deterrent of anybody and for anything, not just real estate. We are our worst critics. We are honestly that obstacle. We say, no, it's because of timing. No, it's because of the income. In all honesty, it's all in our head. If we could believe that there can be better, we could all achieve better, but it's fear. And then it goes hand in hand with a lack of education. We weren't taught how to save.
No, not at all.
You know, you go to high school, you have to learn calculus, but they don't teach you how to write a checkbook. They don't teach you the fundamentals of savings. They don't teach you what the real world really is. And so with the lack of education, when you don't know, you're not willing to step forward into the unknown. So it's hand in hand, fear and lack of education. That stops it.
That's so true.
How'd you get where you are now? Like, you know, growing up, I mean, were you renting out your playhouse and right now more? How did you get from, you know,
wanting to do real estate?
Yeah, your dream starting out to where you are now? Because
I would actually, that would have been a cool, you know, origin story if I can tell you. My Barbies, I rented their. No, in all honesty, you know, the pathway that we all were taught was you graduate high school and you go get that college degree. So I followed that path.
Yeah.
Then COVID hit. That's when I got my license. Because before COVID, you know, I got my degree. I finally found that good job. But then the pandemic hit and I got laid off. And it was literally the day after I closed on a house for myself. So it was like, whew, timing was good and bad. Good timing because we closed on the house and then I lost the job.
Oh yeah.
We'll figure it out. Right. But bad because, you know, I was left without a job. But I met she's my mentor now and I work on her team. She's the one who encouraged me. She's like, you can teach the rules, the regulations. Anyone can learn that. But you can't teach somebody the personality and you have it. That's what she told me. She's like, you genuinely care about people. So that's what you should be doing. And I was like, you know what? Real estate's a great investment. And I'm super happy that I joined it because I've been very successful in my personal goals and helping other people as well in my business.
Nice. That's awesome.
I got a question off the top. This is now my dream. My dream is we have a pretty nice house that's has decent value to it, but I want either a duplex or a fourplex.
Okay.
And a friend of mine told me, well, your best bet is, if you're going to do that, is to sell your house, because if the duplex or fourplex is your primary residency, then you would only have to put 3% down and it'd be easier to get. Is that true?
Yes and no. There are loopholes for everything, and everything is situational, and there's a lot of factors into it. You could still own your current home, but you could say, I'm looking to downsize, because you're going to a duplex, you're going into half of it. So it is downsizing from what you currently have. So then the loan now is still for a primary residence, but you can put your current home for rent. So now you have extra income from that. Plus the income you're going to get from either the duplex or the quadruplex that you're going to be doing. So it could still benefit you. But those questions is always with the lender, and they'll tell you the right path. Like, they'll show you all the options, and then you get to decide what benefits you the most.
But that's what we did, though.
Well,
so
no.
what did your lender say?
We moved out of our old house to this house. We kept the old house and rented it out.
Right. But
you're talking about duplex to make money.
I'm speaking of
like rental property.
Having your tenants pay for that property, basically.
Right.
You can.
So that's the thought process I have. I don't want to have two, because just with our rental property, COVID hit, and then the tenant lost his job.
Oh yeah.
So he couldn't pay. So we were
sell
paying,
it.
During the pandemic, we were paying a double mortgage.
Yes.
We were paying our mortgage and the mortgage for the rental property until he finally said, well, I'm gonna have to find somewhere else to stay, and leave. So that's why we sold the property. So my thought is, if you have a tenant paying, you're building up equity, because we are not paying two mortgages. So we're building up that equity in case of an emergency. If not, they are paying for that piece of property that we will eventually sell. So that's the next thing.
If you're able to get a mortgage and get that monthly payment low, where when you rent the other part and it's paying for the whole thing, that's a win-win. You know,
we wish we would have been able to keep it, but
if the billionaires are doing it, why can't we? So there's always a way. You know, it might take a little bit longer to make that dream happen, but there's a way.
Yeah,
I can connect you with a lender, and then we can try to make that happen.
There you go. Like we have a real estate person to help us invest, right?
And I got to put you in touch with.
We have one of our business clients we do the marketing for. It's Secure Capital Investment.
Okay.
They actually raise capital for real estate.
Oh, good. Yeah. Ask me that contact info.
That's one of the things they do.
The funny part is that the marketing campaign we're running now is we have equity for products, for brokers, for it's not the money that's the problem. It's finding people who need the money and have approved projects. So, and right now we're targeting real estate brokers and that industry this month. So yeah, I'm going to give you their information. They've been around for a while. They do some really good work. But yeah, that'd be a good hookup. And plus, minority-owned business, got to support that. So yeah, that would be a good one.
I appreciate that. I think having resources is really important for anybody. One of the resources that my team and I offer is we offer 0% interest-free seller loans. So if somebody wants to sell their house, and we typically do a walkthrough and we say, in the current condition, we could sell it for this much. But there could be a few things that you can improve to get more bang for your buck. So we give you the money up front. We help pay for any of the remodeling. We can even offer the contractor to do it for you. And the day of your closing, you just pay us back in that closing,
Oh, wow.
But it's 0% interest free. So we like helping people and making them move forward. There shouldn't be a reason why nobody can afford anything. The other thing we offer is investor funds. So we have a nice little real estate family where I'm grateful that I became a realtor because it's helped me personally. So what we do is we have our investors and our investees. So basically have the people who put the money up front, and we have what we call our flippers. So I'm considered a flipper as well. So sometimes we purchase properties, the uglier the better. It up. We use the funds that our investors provide us, but we pay them back 9% interest.
Wow.
So it's a win-win. We get the profits from selling a home at a higher price from when we bought it, and they get 9% back from the loan that they let us borrow to buy that property cash.
Nice.
Oh, I gotta put you in touch with Argueta. That's exactly what he does. They are investors, so that's exactly what they do.
He'll invest in your, your projects.
Yeah.
That's what he does. So that's good. And see, I don't know, did you back up my theory or you dispelled my theory? Because my wife, she'll randomly go on like Zillow and those places like that, and she'll be like, "Babe, our house is now worth $450,000. We need to sell and go ahead and get that money." And I'd be like, "Well, first off, you gotta think. First off, we're gonna have to put $10,000 in the crib to get it the way it should be to get the highest value for it." And she was like, "No, it says right here. I mean, we bring in $200,000 if we sell our house right now." And I'm like, Zillow is not as accurate as they would lead you to believe. It's almost like like Credit Karma and places like that. They'll give you a roundabout estimation as far as that credit score is concerned, but that's not necessarily what your credit score truly is.
Right.
So let me ask you. So when you guys, is it smart to go ahead and invest in your home when you're ready to resell? Somebody said you should earmark probably about $10,000 if you want to do it right, because there's things that you see, and then there's things that you don't see that you would want to take care of, so you can keep that price at an optimal level.
That honestly depends on what the market currently is doing. So right now, I would say we are still in a seller's market because we have low inventory. So right now, you could sell anything because everybody wants it. There's not enough of it. The law of supply and demand. So if you didn't want to fix anything up, granted that it's not like nothing major that's not moving ready, then you can still get we could still be in a competitive offer situation where you get multiple offers. But when the trend switches and we go back to a buyer's market, now that means there's a lot of supply, and so the demand isn't as strong, So in that case, it would be more better for you to make those little changes. But even now, it also depends on the town. There's so many factors into it. So what we do is probably what Zillow does too. We do comparables on houses based off of just what the information is online.
Right.
But until you actually see the inside of the home and see the finishes, any upgrades, or honestly the whole picture of it, that's when you truly know what it's worth. And we always try to price it competitively. When you see houses that are marked like sky high prices and they're on the market more than 30 days, that's an issue, because right now houses are still are still getting under contract within a week.
Oh,
We
wow.
we take the pictures on a Wednesday, you know, we get
Yep.
the pictures back on Thursday, we make it live so that on Friday it's live to the public, do the open house on the weekend, and then by Monday we do highest and best and we get you your multiple offers. So right now
Wow.
you probably don't have to do much, you know. I'm pretty sure your house is gorgeous. So
That trailer is looking nice. Are we getting an RV?
See,
and we're gonna live in an RV.
You are encouraging her. When we go to bed and we turn out the light, we're about to go to bed. It's gonna be pitch black, and just out of nowhere, she's gonna be like,
RV.
"I told you."
We're gonna live on the
You probably
road.
get 200, 250.
We can live on the road now.
So
Hey.
you're encouraging her.
And we'll
I
just
can
be
make sure
happy.
you're not stuck in an RV because right now you can still do home sale contingencies, meaning we can find you your quadruplex or your duplex, get you under contract, then list your house for sale. And it just all like beautifully dances together so that one closes for you to use the equity on that one for the next. Or in your case, if you want to keep your current home, we can just find you another one. And then I'll help you find a tenant for your current home if you need it.
Yeah, you don't know what you started right now because she's going to be on me, man.
Those are good conversations to have, though, because that means you're both successful. You both have that mentality that you're trying to push each other further up. And I think that's beautiful. So
See, we need a duplex for when she goes crazy sometimes.
I can live over there.
I can go over here.
He can live over there.
And then when you are back the way then I'll move back. So
yeah, because we're not getting any younger.
Yeah, but I would like a duplex or a, like you said, quadruplex. But we still got a lot of time on this house.
Well, and this house is so big. Like for just us, we bought this house because we had our kids, and then our parents were gonna move in. Now it's just me and my husband and our 2 sons in this house.
Right, we were 6.
We were
possibly
6
7.
or 8 or 9,
right.
And then
now we're down to 4.
We bought this house so my mom can move in, and just a couple months before our closing, she passed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So thank you.
And then Cello, he's about to turn 15, so he'll be off to college.
Exactly.
So
it's just the 3 of us.
But like I said,
we're getting an RV. We're calling Yvette so she can make sure she coordinates.
It sounds like it's time to downsize. You said it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, he's holding on to this house because he's like, oh, this is our future investment. This is our investment,
Here's my thing. You cannot count on Social Security nowadays to really be a part of the equation. So we're looking at 401k. We're looking at any investments we have. But the big one is the house. So all of that together constitutes our nest egg. When I say nest egg, whenever we retire, we have our own businesses. So we'll continue to work. We just won't be working 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And have the security that comes with a 9 to 5 job. Mm-hmm. But that's part of our nest egg. You know what I'm saying? So when we do think we're going to retire, we have our own businesses, we'll have enough money that, hey, we want to open a little mom and pop.
And you want to make sure you have passive income, that you're making money while you're not doing anything in return.
But it takes money to make money. So if you have that nest egg and we pull $300,000 out of the house, hell, if you open up a couple of McDonald's, that's a cash cow coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where that nest egg thought process comes in. So
yeah, I agree with you. I think it's important then to still keep your portfolio and grow it. Then don't sell the house. Keep it as an investment. You get your passive income from the rent. And then you tell the lender you need to downsize because that's exactly what you're saying. You have a big house. It's just the 2 of you now. That's where the duplex comes in, and you can use the other side.
We'll be using both sides. He's gonna be on that side.
Oh yeah, his and hers.
His and hers.
So basically, what she said is, this is what I heard. I heard, Marcelo, you are absolutely correct. That's all I heard. That's all I heard. Okay.
Look at the time. I think we're done.
Oh my goodness. So what are you seeing that's trending out there right now, Yvette? Is it more people renting or more people?
Well, she said there's no houses out there to buy, right?
Yeah.
So the rents are rent is high too.
Rent has gone up as well.
Yeah,
You know,
tremendously.
a lot of rent now is basically a mortgage payment. You know, and that's the part that also bugs me with our government, our whole system of you can afford a $2,000 rent, but you don't qualify for the mortgage loan. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah, that's the toughie. So yeah, there's low inventory right now. There's rumors that things are gonna start picking up. There's gonna be an influx of houses coming. And it makes sense because in the cold months, nobody literally wants to buy a house. So everybody waits till the weather gets nicer. There's also word that maybe interest rates are going to start dropping again. But it's all up in the air. It's all depends on our economy and our government. So it's really hard to say.
Right.
Now, that's another rumor I heard. I heard that if you want to buy a house, you buy it in the winter because you'll get the best deal on the house. Is that true or is that a myth?
You buy in the winter because there's less people buying.
Okay.
Nobody wants to move during a winter
No one's
storm.
competing with you.
Yes, less
You're not having to like make a higher offer than you normally would, right?
Correct. Yeah, because like it's starting to slow down. Last year, it was just insane. Open houses was just an open door. There was, I don't know if you saw, but there was like lines down the street of people waiting to go see houses.
Oh my goodness.
Because it's also was low, low supply, not a lot of things out there. And competition was crazy. Where back in the day, you probably would have gotten multiple offers and you had 6. But all of a sudden now people are getting 20 offers, 40 offers. And a lot of them are very competitive, but to what extent? Because a lot of the places I've seen, or like a lot of offers that we were doing, and I'd get feedback from the listing agent like, oh, if you offer an appraisal gap waiver, no, I don't recommend that. I don't like making our people start negative on a home. So an appraisal gap waiver basically is saying you are waiving and saying if I offer 20,000 more on a home and the bank values it for less, I am responsible for paying the difference out of cash.
Wow.
Loan, out of cash, whatever extra funds you have. And that's how crazy it was,
Wow.
And honestly, it scares then people away. There's too much competition. I can't compete.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's hanging in there and realizing if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. If it wasn't, that's a sign. You weren't meant to buy that house. Something better.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So do you think you came in like at a perfect time with COVID and everything? Or what were some of the challenges you had?
I think I did. Yes and no. So I came in on the ground running. It was super fast. Things were happening. And what I was told, it's never been that way. It's usually predictable. And the way it was, it's just having to be creative on how to win a house. I like pulling on people's heartstrings. We're all human at the end of the day. Yes, you're really in it for the money. But like I've had clients where I'm like, okay, I need you to dress up your dog in the cutest onesie. And we're going to send a picture of your family with the offer. And, we're going to put a little love letter on it and explain why this house is perfect for you, Well, you just have to be creative. And so I started running. Now it's starting to be slower. It's been slower since the beginning of the year, where it's not as many clients. So a lot of people are scared. A lot of the myths are, I'm going to wait until the prices drop.
Okay.
You're going to be waiting forever.
Right.
Because the way things are going, inflation is already a play at us. So prices are not going to drop. Everything's already high. You can tell how the market is how much your eggs are costing you, how much is milk costing you. It all goes hand in hand. Right. So, you kind of have to, even though there's not many options, I would recommend people start buying now because there's less competition now than what's going to happen when the summertime comes, because there's more people are coming out of the woods. Like, okay, I see there's no difference in the prices. I guess I'll buy now. And so.
Right. Wow.
Yeah, I definitely can see that. It's just, there's such a big investment, and it's, even if you only do a 15, it is a
lot of years.
Man, it's so long. When they were like, yep, 30 years, here you go sign. I was like, man, that's a
wait a minute.
long time. So I think that kind of scares people away too, is that, you can be in a bad car payment and you're like, man, I got this car payment for 4 years. Dang. But when you think about 30 years, you're like,
Right.
man, that's a long time. So I can see how some people are hesitant.
Mhm.
So
Buying a house, I would say, is the biggest commitment anyone has ever made. And that's even if they got married. That wasn't even the biggest commitment for them. Buying the house is the scariest one, I would say.
Right.
You
think, but me getting married is scarier?
Oh, I'm not even going down that road.
You're like, I'm not going to touch that.
No,
it's just people aren't used to committing, and you're basically saying, "Oh, I'm signing my life away." But it's an investment. That car loan, the moment you drove it off the lot, depreciated.
Exactly.
You have no return on funds on that. Your house, however, you could pull, a HELOC loan out of your house. You have equity right there. Right. That's your nest. That's your savior right there.
Right. Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly.
So awesome.
So how about, and this is, it was happening in the past. I don't know if it's still prevalent now, but kind of like gentrification. So investors come into an urban area that is run down. They buy up all the property, sometimes knowing that there will be renovations coming to that area soon, so they buy up the property. What do you think? Is that something? A friend of mine was like, it's not, we consider it bad because we see people that are not a part of that community coming in and buying. But if you had people in that community doing the same thing, they don't see a problem in it. It's a sound investment, as a way to grow your portfolio and your money. What do you think about that?
I feel that can be a double-edged sword. It can help a community. You always want to see a community, a town growing. You want to see more businesses opening. You want to see apartment complexes coming up, because that means the town has money. And they're saying a lot of like, oh, the more businesses a town has, the better tax breaks for the people, and the more jobs. But it does sometimes happen when new businesses come in and the mom and pop shops now have to close down. That is where it's like, is there a way to benefit the whole? That's really tough, especially in the business world, because there's a lot of people who don't have a problem stepping on others to get to the next step. That's where I have the problem with it. If we can grow a community and have everyone succeed, it's good for the community. There's no reason, if there's already a mechanic shop that's offering great prices, there's no reason why we should have a multi-billionaire corporation come in and do the same thing down the block of it. Like, let's be kind and kindness a long way. Fine, come into the town, but let's put you on the other end. They can still succeed. They both could still be good, but it's a tough one.
I agree. I think it is. I see both sides of the equation. I see the thought process of this is a business. I'm trying to
put money back into
I'm trying to generate my business. I'm trying to make sound investments to grow my wealth, because everyone who does this isn't necessarily wealthy. There's a difference between having money and being wealthy. But then at the same time, are you taking into account the community and the people that's already there? So,
it's is it hurting the community?
Exactly. So, and I like your analogy. You can have a mom and pop restaurant that's been there for 30 years and are just getting by, or the community embraces them, but then they put a BW3s and an Applebee's and a Chili's all around them to kind of push them out of that equation. So
and that's honestly what, when you think of gentrification, that's what happens. Or like, they want to build a new apartment complex, but they're going to start raising the prices. And now the current people who are there can't afford it, and they're forced out of the town. It's been happening throughout our history.
It's happening in Chicago.
And the thought process of them giving a couple of apartments, how they'll build up 60 high-end luxury condos, but to appease that community, 10 of them will be cost controlled, so that then that's a false equivalent as far as that is concerned. So I think that is a problem. How do you rectify that problem? I don't know, because you have to allow someone to make money as long as it's not illegal. So I think it's something that worries a lot of communities as far as them coming in. It's an influx of cash for the community, but what is it going to do in the long term?
To what extent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to have now. Let's see, because we're trying to qualify everybody for some of our podcasts. So, if you're in a relationship, we're going to do a couples podcast. If you're not in a relationship, we are doing a what did we call it? What's the name of it?
I don't think you came up with an official name, but it was like a dating.
It's a dating game.
Dating game.
We're going to have it online.
Yes.
You're not going to be able to see the person that you're speaking with.
She's been with her significant other since they were 12.
So that's why she should be on the couples one. We have one that's a newlywed game.
And guess what? He has his own business as well, and they kind of work hand in hand.
Well, why is he not on this episode?
We can do it on the next one.
First of all,
At the end, Marcel. This isn't the end of this.
He does the restoration.
No, I am calling foul right now.
He actually came and put one of our TVs up.
Yeah.
I am calling foul right now. So you're telling me your significant other?
Yes, he does.
Is an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Yep.
We're doing a podcast right now about entrepreneurs and small businesses.
He should be on.
And this young man is not on the podcast. I don't know what to say about either one of y'all right now. That is just wow. Wow.
He's out working a job.
Wow.
He's making
that would have been
right now.
That would be a good showcase because they work kind of hand in hand. He restores the building.
So he's the flipper.
The flipper. He's the flipper.
I'm the agent. So it works hand in hand, In this field, I would say we're a nice power couple.
Yep.
And on top of that, not only is he an entrepreneur,
yes,
but you guys work in concert together.
Yes.
Yep.
And I don't see him anywhere. Wow. Okay.
Well, why don't you share?
That is
his
that's just like gentrification. Y'all just
why don't you share his information?
Y'all just gonna put his name up there.
So we can share. We'll have him on a different episode.
Yeah.
Because that's a total different people might have questions about flipping homes. Today was all about real estate.
Yeah.
Next, it's gonna be about investment and what's the best way to flip homes, right?
Yeah. We're not just a one episode kind of deal,
Exactly. They have lots of information to share.
I like how she is just pulling this from nowhere and you are backing her up.
Because it's not from nowhere. You have to understand that when boss ladies speak, it's because it's the truth.
What is it called? There was something someone said. Happy wife? What?
Happy life.
Well, I told that to someone just this
Maybe
weekend.
You should listen to what you tell other people.
And they told me that's kind of sexist in nature to say.
Ooh.
So
sexist in nature to say.
Yes. A lady told me that, a person that I work with.
Wow.
But okay, so
how happy is she?
Y'all gonna get me in trouble. Y'all better stop right now. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. No.
But do share the name of your. First of all, share with the audience who you work for and how they can contact you if they want to buy a home or sell their home or have further questions, as well as share your husband's information. We'll have him on a different show to talk about restoration and flipping homes.
Yeah. So for me, I work for Keller Williams Momentum. It's a brokerage out of Palatine. Our team name is Envision Homes and Investments. So for you to contact me, my email is YVETTEARGUETA2 and then, or if you have social media, I'm on here too. So just find me either on Facebook or on Instagram. It's my first name, my last name. And for my fiance, because not husband yet. We're not going to give him that
Yes,
title.
yes,
Wedding day.
that's true.
See, I could even go down that path and was like, you got us calling that man your significant other. No, he is your fiance. He has made that commitment to you.
Yes.
They pretty much are. I mean, you've invested how many years now?
Oh, we're not even going. If he is not here to defend himself
they've been together a long
as
time.
his lawyer, I would refrain from the conversation because he is not here to defend himself.
No, but his business name is CTW. It's Constructing the World, LLC.
I like that.
So, in all honesty, he has a Facebook page too, but it's his personal one. So if you wanted to find out, because he also does home renovations for individuals. So if you're thinking of remodeling a bathroom, or if your exterior needs like a French drain system, meaning you have water puddling in your yard, he's the person to call. So you could also just reach out to me and I'll connect you to him. Or we could set up a separate podcast and have him on here. We can have him be on his own so he can shine as well. I feel that there's room for everyone to be successful, so why not?
Yes, definitely.
I agree. And just tell your fiance that somebody had his back on the podcast. Brother,
I'm sure he's watching, so he's probably listening you.
That's just how it is. All right, Yvette, thank you very much for coming on. Yeah. As we said, we will have you back. We just have to get our schedule down of when we're going to have these certain shows. But we've had them in the past, and they've been highly successful.
And May is pretty booked. Yeah, and so usually what happens, people, if they're not able to join us live, they typically watch the replays. And then typically what happens, we use the audio portion of the interview, and you'll be blasted on all the different large podcast stations, iHeartRadio, Pandora. So all of your interview here today will be showcased on all those platforms.
And didn't you get a notification that we got like 1,000 downloads?
A lot of downloads.
Nice.
Oh yeah, people who just like, I think randomly in a week or something, we had like 1,000, like boom, like, oh, where are all these people coming from, like all at once? So because we're in like all the top major podcasts, people are randomly looking, and one of the viewers had told us, like, no one's really doing what you guys are doing, kind of bringing culture in with also bringing education to the community and helping everyone rise by bringing business owners and entrepreneurs and sharing their nuggets to help other people with this information. And they like the culture piece that we bring out of it too, like, because we're Blasian, right? So they like the fact that he makes, he learned something new about the Lao community, and then I learned different things about, how he was brought up and how I was brought up. And so what's today's word gonna be? And we share one word of the day.
See, I don't know if we're gonna do that today, because I really want to do the overlay.
He's been wanting to like actually write it in Lao to like show
so
people.
that when you just tell people, they'll forget. It's out of sight, out of mind.
So the visual learners.
But when you hear it and see it, it becomes more of a learning experience.
Well, we don't have to do it today.
Yvette, thank you so much for your time. We love that you're on here.
You see what I go through?
No, but I agree. You guys are doing amazing work. It's really nothing that's out there, what you guys are doing. And I think your personalities, your cultures are shining, and it's showing people who don't look like the cookie cutter model that they too can be successful. And it's beautiful. So thank you for having me on here. I really appreciate it.
We enjoyed you, and we learned a lot today. So don't be surprised if we call you out and Marcelo has all this like ideas. And
for sure.
Right. I want a duplex, make sure my wife stays up here and I stay down here.
I want an apartment complex, but that's out of my pay range as of right now. Once I'm at 6, if I get at 7 figures, we're going to get us.
Don't say if, say when.
When. Let's get you there. So let's figure out what the next step is so that we can make that goal come true.
We
That's
got this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then with
That's good
culture,
portfolio.
one last thing, hablo español. So, yes, I'm Hispanic, but I'm also bilingual.
Yes.
So I want to put it out there. Si conocen a alguien que ocupa ayuda, aquí estoy para ayudar. So,
Okay.
and thank you so much, guys.
Now we have to do it now. Okay, so what is the Lao word for house?
Huan.
Huyan?
Huan.
Hulan?
Huan.
Hulan.
No, Huan.
Spell it.
Huan.
Like who. You have to do your voice.
Hulan.
It's right here in the throat.
Hulan.
Hu, like hu.
Okay,
Huan.
And then you say huan.
Hulan.
and now you say house in Spanish.
Casa.
Casa. That's yeah.
I walked right into that one. I didn't even think
You
about it.
forgot.
I walked right
Mi
into
casa
it.
es tu casa.
No.
Yeah.
Mi tu casa.
No, mi casa, su casa.
Es
See.
tu casa. That,
Mhm.
Okay. Mi casa
Yeah.
es tu casa.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm bilingual.
Hey, and I took Spanish in high school. I should know that. But I never missed school. I mean, I never missed school, so I should have learned Spanish.
What are you talking about? Yvette, thank you very much for your time, sweetheart. We will talk to
Thank
you
you.
later.
We'll talk to you
Have a
later.
good one. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
Hey, man, she has lost her rabbit mind.
Because guess what? At this time of day,
She has lost her mind.
no, Marcelo makes it like 80-degree hot, and
No. Hey,
last week I had
hey.
to wear like tank top.
hey, listen.
Yes.
She can blame it on whatever she wants to blame it on.
Mhm.
You guys know the procedure. You know the flow. We let the guests leave.
Yes,
We
but I
say
thought
our-
it's close to 8:00, so I thought, okay.
We didn't went over 20 minutes before. She ain't worried about. We say our goodbyes. Lock on, watch your six, all that stuff. She just clicking everything off. I'm like, what are you doing? What's
Because
going on?
we're like, it's close to 8:00,
Hey,
so
man.
like we gotta let people know.
We want to have that mental health episode.
Oh yeah,
And
this will be
Pawn-
a good month for that
Pawn
for
will
him.
be our
It's true.
our test subject.
But guess who? I'm around 24/7, working virtually sometimes. And
Hey, man.
That's why
Everybody-
this month is a great month. It's my birthday month. It's mental health month. It's AAPI month.
HG month.
AAPI history month.
Everybody be cool out there. Once again, it's
Watch your
still
six.
it's still kind of crazy out there. So keep everybody close. Watch your six.
Yes.
And we'll see you
Take
next
care.
week.
Be safe. Lack on.